Heavy lineup. And here we are, fellas. Let's go.
And here we be, folks. If you like what you hear, tune in, find these guys' music, download their shit. Let's get these guys some airplay, because that's what we do here on Rock City Radio. We make sure that we give a platform to these people, these MCs out there, these producers out there, so you guys can find them, you guys can download them, you can listen to them, they can get paid, and we can keep putting out that good ass music.
Yeah, man.
But with all, wait, what did I want to say? Without further ado, yeah, I kind of got shut down. Without further ado, we have our special guest in the night, Mr. Uncle Fester. How you doing, brother? It's good to see you, man.
Oh man, it's so good to be here, man. This is dope. It's just happy to be here. You know, just chilling up in Canada, for real chilling. It's real cold tonight up here, January. Yeah, man, just happy to be here.
Oh shit!
Right on. Everybody out there in Radio Land, you can find your boy Uncle Fester at Fester902 on the gram. I don't know what. My camera went out.
Oh jeez.
You can find your boy Uncle Fester on Fester902 on the gram. Go ahead, find my man, and do the shit right proper. All right. Let me see. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties over here.
So. Here, I'll pick up. My bad. I was just actually. Calm down, B. I was just talking about how I found all these those instrumentals, right? I just want to make sure I have the instrumental tracks on here. So I dug through. So what we do, I don't know if you're familiar with the show or not. So what we do is like. You know, during our interviews aren't really interviews. They're just kind of like we bumped into each other at a fucking pub. We're shooting the shit. We're having a good time. We're talking about hip hop music. At the end of it, what I usually do, these guys don't even know, but I put a guest of honor set together. So tonight would have been different because, you know, we have you, the producer, the beat maker. And we had an MC, and you guys, I mean, you linked up probably, I think it was like 2020-ish time frame, maybe, right?
Yeah, just a little after that. It was like 2 years ago we linked up.
Okay.
And started working together, so.
So, the tribute set, I'm going to highlight both of you, right? Like, This is something so different because I haven't, usually, like, we get a team that's consistently been together, or it's an MC or a producer. But I went back and I was like you said when we were off air, and you said, you know, I've been doing this for a minute, man, and you said you've been doing it for a while in Canada. So I want people to be familiar. Like, go get familiar with this man's his music, his beats. I mean, you've got other albums out with other MCs, and I was impressed, bro. I was.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that, you know? It's funny because, like years ago, like around 2010, I was in a group called The Extremities with a producer from Toronto called Fresh Kills. He's a live MPC player.
Yep.
He was he was super early, before Jay Black, and, like, he was, like, sponsored by Akai and was winning battles, and that's my dude from way back. He was the engineer for K-Cut of the Main Source when K-Cut went back to Toronto.
Okay.
And me and Kills and I, we went to school together and stuff. And when I started doing hip hop seriously, we were both into engineering and stuff like that, right? So we formed a group called The Extremities, and, you know, like, we put in work with Ali Shaheed Muhammad and, like, Elda Sensei and all sorts of different stuff. You know, just we were lucky through the connections that Kills made, that we were able, our beats were able to get into people's ears, and they were able to go, oh, this is dope, you know?
Yeah.
And so, you know, like, I toured a lot with Kills and my boy Ghetto Socks from Halifax.
Yep.
He toured a lot with Elda Sensei as well. And Pumpkinhead before he passed, the RIP. You know, so, like, I actually was kind of like, I've been touring sort of like indie through the States with the Extremities years ago. But since, like, going solo, I've been trying to find my way back as a producer, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. Dude, One thing I have to say, just for putting the set together, was one thing I like that you do is, you know, you have that the beat, they rhyme over it, and then you have this short, like, little intermission, I like to call it, and then you go into a whole cuts, scratches for like the last 20-30 seconds of the track, and I was like, I thoroughly enjoyed I put it together today. I thoroughly enjoyed, you know, putting the tracks together and listening to those tracks. Is that something that, like, I mean, because I don't really hear, you know, that's a very old school thing in my opinion to do stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're like, all right, the MC's done, now it's my turn. Let me let me do my thing at the end of the track.
If I can think of music in terms of like doing a record, like doing an album, like that's how I like to envision things. You know what I mean? Like, not necessarily when I'm making beats, but once the beats get out there and I start working with an MC. So I like to think of things of how the track is going to end, how it's going to transition to the next track. Like, I'm a DJ too. I want to hear cuts on a hip hop record. Yes. So like all of that plays into just the way I want to arrange my songs and like arrange my beats and tracks and stuff like that. So, you know, the dope thing about Creasy is that, like, we actually clicked really quick. Like, so it's dope that you're doing a bunch of our stuff because, you know, we formed a friendship while doing the first record together. And very quickly, he allowed me to produce him. Like, hey, kick something like this, you know, like, I like the way you kick this, or like, he allowed me to be a producer right away as well as a beat maker. So like, to me, because I like having people in my booth here and like stuff like, and working in the studio. But if I can't, getting that kind of creative relationship was dope, right? So like, he allowed me to say, hey, like, this is how I envision the transitions and stuff, and he was like, he thought it was super dope right away and was into it. So like, it made it easy for me to like bring those ideas to life. So like, I'm glad people appreciate that, because I know that, like, you know, like, album culture is definitely not as prevalent as it was. You know, it's more like songs now. And you know, obviously I try to like keep that in mind too, but like, man, I can't help it. Like, that's how I think, is like, it's like a full record. That's how I want to think. That's how I like want to experience music myself. So
no, I agree, man. And you know, these guys know I put a lot of work into every guest that we have on the show. Like, I really want to try to give you your props. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed the albums, because I was just like, I'm like, all right, I can't wait. You know, the lyrics are dope, everything's great, and then I'm like, my thing though that I was looking forward to the most was the end of the track. Like, what's the cuts gonna be? What's the cut sequence? You know, like, who's he gonna cut up? I can't remember what. I'll tell you, I don't know if you can hang out for how long you can hang out tonight.
Yeah, I can hang out for sure.
One of the tracks in particular, I was like, man, when the cuts started, I was like, oh shit. Like, you went from like, you know, like early 90s to some other. I was just like, god damn, man, this shit is fucking crazy. Like, I really appreciate, you could hear the love for the music, right, in the production of the track, and then the scratches and the cuts. Because,
well, it's funny you say that, man, because like, it's, for the longest time, I've been a DJ for the longest period. Like, that's what I've been the longest, is a DJ.
Oh yeah, you want to show?
And like, I wanted, like, there was a point in my career I wanted to be known as a producer, right? So beats became the most important thing for me, and I became obsessed with beats. I almost kind of like disrespected my own DJ skills. Like, I would always do it, but I would always think of it not as like such an important weapon in my belt, you know what I mean? And like, people always, that's what they're like, yo, the beats are dope, we like all this, but the fact that you have this as well takes it over the top. And like, I've been learning a lesson in the last couple of years, which is like, not to take for granted that thing that's been in my pocket for so long, you know what I mean?
Oh man, yeah, it's
that all that really stood out to me in the album that you got with the guy John Creasy. All the cuts on the album really stood out to me. Like, I was listening to it at work the other day, like really trying to dig into it, and the cuts really stood out to me. They gave every single track like such a good feeling, you know. Yeah. It brought me back to the era that I'm familiar with.
Yeah, it's like,
that's dope, man. See, that's the thing. Like, for me, like, it's just been about, like, it's easy to connect with other heads, right? Like, when you dig into your craft, and like, for me, just it's been about creating that sound. So like, making that connection is dope, because it's like, at a certain point, like I've been doing it long enough, I know when tracks are going to connect with other heads for sure.
Yeah.
The masses, who knows what people are going to gravitate towards and like, but other heads, there's times they make a track and it's like, all right, this is gonna hit.
From producer to producer, I definitely know the feeling.
Yeah.
No, I agree, man.
Hell yeah, I got a chance to really dig into that project the other day while I was at work, and like the feeling, all the MCs came with it, you know what I'm saying? But the production itself, like you handle all the production.
Yeah, all of it. Yeah.
And the production was immaculate. You know what I mean? Like the MCs brought it, but like you really brought everything together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh man, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. Like, well, like it's like I said, like with that record, man, he let me have my vision, like with the audio, right? So like I'm, and also too as an engineer, just like by chance while we were doing that record, like I had a couple like I feel like there was a couple level ups while I was engineering. I learned the old dog learned a couple new tricks while I was mixing that record, and like so there were some things about it that make me like I'm just like that's the album I'm proud of, just because there's a couple different elements of like producer engineering and stuff like that where I was like, okay, I was on point for some shit here, so
Yeah, the MC John Creasy also, like he really got a real strong voice and how you engineered it, how you mixed everything down, and you really brought that out, like sounded profound,
Well, he's like known, his strong suit is like his live performance is incredible. Like he's got such good energy, but he's not like when MCs are too try hard. He doesn't have that element to him. Like it's a good energy, but it's smooth, it's easy. It's like it doesn't rub you the wrong way, And that's what I was trying to capture that feeling with him. Like that when I said earlier, like he allowed me to produce him. I was like, yo, when you kick things like this, you're getting all of the parts of you that I love when we're getting it on record. So like for me, it was important to get that element down.
Dope.
Yeah,
When you're working with MCs, do you have that? Are a lot of MCs as accommodating, or do you have MCs who are just like, no, I want you to do it this way? Honestly, like if I'm working to the point where I'm working with someone, I'm not going to push anything right away. But most of the time, it works out well where people are pretty receptive. Artists are people. It's usually the people that you find out don't really have it. Those are the ones because they're insecure, right? Like that's when that happens. So, but for the most part, I'm lucky that way. And also too when people are like when MCs are young. If I'm working with a young MC, they'll often be like receptive to it, but they might not be able to accomplish it, and then they get like flustered, right? They don't know how to they haven't been in the booth a whole lot, stuff like that. So sometimes it breaks. You got to be careful who you push because you want people to be comfortable, right? Because they're in that booth, things can fall apart real quick, man.
Yeah. Yep.
So you've been doing this for a while, right? I mean, how old are you? Because we're all older guys, all of us.
I'm 41.
All right, well, I'm 46, and I might be Cinematic might be younger than me, but I thought I was the youngest guy in the room. Oh, yeah, he is the youngest guy in the room.
I'm only 27, man.
Yeah.
I'm the old guy here.
Shut up, Rip.
Mr. Ripley, what's up, man?
What's up, brother, man?
In the booth tonight, man. Mr. Ripley.
Space. How you?
Uncle Fester, Mr. Ripley. He done showed up.
Okay, what's good?
Not too much. Yeah, man. So, and also I hung out with older cats. Like, I'm schooled by the old school dudes in my city. I carried records first. I used a sampler before I used a computer because that's what the old heads told me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I come from that school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was telling Supremacy that we see your name around for a while now. Like you've been on your grind for a minute now.
Yeah, man. If I meet an MC I think is dope and they want to work, man, I'm not trying to put roadblocks in the way or put barriers in the way of getting the music and myself out there at the moment. I want to work with dope people, and honestly, man, I produce at a clip where I'm good to go, man. I don't have to worry about duplicating beats in different packs to different MCs and stuff like that. I'm producing at a clip right now where I'm real comfortable just doing a lot of material at the moment, so I figure I gotta just strike while the iron's hot. You know what I mean? It might not be this way forever.
I got you.
All right, so you said you DJ'd first, right? So talk about that a little bit. Like where'd you start? Were you doing clubs, bars, or
Yeah, man. Like it started off like the bar. Well, it started off, like the bedroom things first. You know what I mean? Like scratching with your homies and like learning to juggle records and mix and do all that kind of stuff, right? And like at the same time, I started digging for like shortly after I started like digging as well. So it was like a couple years of just like hip hop DJing, and then it turned into digging, and then DJing soul and stuff, and like that kind of stuff as well. But like, yeah, man, just like the older heads in my city. Like, there's this guy in our city named DJ Joe Run Bombay, and people may have heard his name. He's like now he works a lot with Questlove and like Jazzy Jeff and dudes like that behind the scene. He was like really unknown here for a long time.
Yeah.
Like, he was one of these dudes where he would make a record in 94 that locally here is legendary, and he would have flipped a sample that, say, Premiere flipped the next year.
Oh, shit.
And when DJ Scratch Bastard became a huge worldwide DJ, he's out of Halifax, he basically preached the gospel of Joe Run everywhere. Yeah. And when Jazzy Jeff and these guys heard what Joe Run was doing in the 90s, they were like, where the fuck has this guy been? Like, where has he been? Like, he was their contemporary, but they didn't know about him, really. And that's the dude who, like, if you look at the Halifax, if you know anyone that you name you've seen it come out of Halifax, they're touched by Joe, man. The family tree in Halifax starts with him. He was the first one with 1,200 turntables here in the 80s. Like, damn. It was a rite of passage to be accepted by Joe and be, like, have him show you stuff. Even though he's, like, a legendary hermit, like, so like, he was that dude,
It sounds like Canada got like a real extensive history. Like, I'm not too familiar with it, but you giving us knowledge right now. Yeah. So it seems like it has a real big history. Like, has anybody ever tried to make like a documentary or like something on YouTube about Canada hip hop and like the underground scene or anything like that?
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of small time stuff like throughout, like, just locally. Like, there's locally here in Halifax, there's a guy that is a university professor that has like a whole book online about Halifax and stuff like that, and it's like a real good reference, but it's not like something like that's popular, that's popping anywhere, it's not an accessible way to like spread the knowledge about it, you know what I mean?
Like if people wanted to learn about it, they could go find that knowledge in that book.
Yeah, totally. And also there's a dude named Alex Kuchma. He's a journalist from Toronto. He's got The Underground Vault is the name of his magazine. He puts out every month or every 2 months. It's a really dope hip hop, and he's the amount of material he consumes is incredible, but he's currently working on like a book about Canadian rap, and I'm pretty sure it's almost done, and he will have like, that'll kind of be one of the definitive words, I think, on it. And also there was the recent hip hop documentary. It was about all hip hop, but Shad was the host, and Shad included some Canadian stuff in there, because Shad's Canadian too. So I think like that might be a good entry point for people as well. Like the Toronto scene is like huge. If people look up the Toronto scene, like you can find stuff about the Toronto scene, but like outside of the Toronto scene, that's where Canada becomes like a mystery, for real.
Yeah. How does the current hip hop scene in Halifax look?
I mean,
especially for a person like yourself.
Man, Halifax is such a blue collar and art city. Like, we have the biggest arts university in North America here. So like it attracts artists, and like there's like a lot of musicians, a lot of painters, a lot of graph artists, and there always has been, always. So there's a lot of artists, and it's blue collar, so it's perfect for hip hop. And it's been like, so it's not a huge city, but it's like it's a mini hotbed, right? Yeah. It's really just the fan base that dips up and down, because it's a university town too. So like, basically what I teach the young dudes is like, hit the universities. You got like, you can build a fan base. They're going to disappear every 4 years, which kind of sucks, but you'll have your core who's here, and that's dope. And like, you can get a really good core here, but what you really need to do is like hit the university. Like, that's what we learned when we were coming up, is like when we started hitting the universities, that was a game changer for a young indie artist locally. Like, we actually started making money at shows. We started selling merch, because you can't sell to those same local people every time. You know what I mean? But this is like a new thing. So like, that's kind of like how it goes now. So it just depends on who the poppin' young guys are. You know what I mean? Like, who are they and how are they cultivating the scene? Luckily, like, the young guys, like, I'm known as an OG here now. So people come to me to record, people come to me for beats, people come to me for advice and stuff. So, like, I feel blessed now, man. I feel I'm lucky here in like locally in that regard. Like, so I try to stay involved all the time, you know, like, because I don't want to like take it for granted because, you know, you can get forgotten like that. Right now, I got the respect of the scene, but that can change in an instant. So I just want to keep, for me, it's just about giving back to that. And, but because like of, you know, like I think the Griselda effect over the last 5 years has been felt everywhere. So like the type of rap I do is like been like fan base wise locally, it's been dope, man. It's been dope. Like,
great.
My boy won a beat battle recently to a club of 600 people here, and he makes beats like me, and people were losing their mind over it. And I was like sitting there going like, what's happening right now? Like, what's...
Yeah, I was just about to ask you. So who else out there is bubbling on a production standpoint, as far as producers out there in Canada overall?
Well, I gotta shout out my boy Ambees, who I just talked about, who won that battle. People should look up his stuff. This is Ambees on... He's like one of these like producers' favorite producer. Like, I know Kev Brown really loves him and stuff like that. But he's an incredible producer. Like I say, he tore the club up with his beats. It was crazy. But Ambees, people should check him. He's nice on the microphone as well. My boy DK, he just lives up the street from me. He just released an album called Atlantic Rap Volume 1. I think that some people that's making the rounds on a lot of radio shows right now. A lot of dope people on that record from Canada and the States, like, you know, Eddie Kane, UFO Feeve, to like all the best local dudes that I mess with from my city. You know what I mean? So DK's my dude. Like, honestly, those are like two of my young dudes. You know what I mean? Those are two dudes of mine who like been in my studio and like been my dudes and been like, I've been showing like DK. I taught about like break culture and stuff like that. You know, but DK is my. So I'm lucky. Like, we got a tight community here. My boy Chan Hayes, he did a record with Boldy James this year that a lot of people heard.
Okay.
And he just lives down the street as well, you know? So like, I'm lucky to have like those dudes right here. Like, those are the dudes I think of when I think of like the local dudes, because they're all dudes who are like have profile outside of here as well as producers and have that respect. And my boy Fresh Kills in Toronto, like I said, he tears things up. If people like that live MPC wizardry, like, he's a genius for that. So, you know, like those are my dudes. And like, you know, like I love all the Canadian dudes that everyone loves, like Nicholas Craven and Future Wave and DJ Finn, and like, you know, there's one degree. If I don't know those dudes, I literally know a person that
knows them
right next to them. You know, that is what the Canadian scene is like. Canadian is so vast, right? Like, you have to drive so far to get to another city. It's not like when we toured the States the first time, we were like, what's happening? Like, you don't have to drive 7 hours to get to a different city. Like, you know, so like, it was like, for us, that was like a mind-blowing thing. So when you meet somebody in Canada, you meet them, like, you want to keep that hip-hop connection, you know what I mean? So
yeah, man,
I'm getting familiar now with the scene, you know what I mean? I salute to Slick Jack, salute to Rico Blocks, you know, Ayo Biggs. They out there in the Canada scene showing a lot of love to us dudes out here in the Rock and all over the town, you know, New York City and everything. So salute to them, and I'm learning, you know what I mean? I'm learning the scene little by little, and you know, every MC that I come across is just doper and doper and doper. So I know you guys got some shit over there, you know what I mean?
Man.
Yeah, man, it's been bubbling for a long time, right? I mean, and we still have that, like, it's like the Toronto Raptors almost, you know, like for a long time they had the underdog complex, you know what I mean? It was like, why is the NBA hate on Canada? Like, rap is still kind of like that, right? Like, we're hungry as hell, right? So like, you know, just people are with their heads down working hard, right? So
see, I always felt that man, I'm trying to remember the first time I heard Cardinal. When I first heard him, I was like,
it's a long time ago.
Yeah, I'm like, God damn, this dude can rhyme. And then I found out he was from Toronto, which, you know, we're all from me, B, and P right now. We don't live in the Rock. P does still, but we're from the Rock. So like, I used to go to Toronto, man. We'd be sitting at home like on a Friday night when we were 18, 19 years old, like, Yeah, what you want to do tonight? I don't know, man. Let's go up to Canada. Fuck it, let's go to Toronto. And then we'd leave and we'd come home the next morning, drunk and smelling like...
Still drunk.
Yeah.
Man, Toronto is such a dope city, man. Like I have so much love. Like it's funny because like in Canada there's competition between places, but like I got so much love for Toronto, man. I got so many people there. It's like it's a fun city, man.
I've been to Halifax, believe it or not.
Oh.
I've been I was in the Air Force, so I've been to Halifax. I've been to Nova Scotia. I've been to Edmonton. I've been to a ton of we used to go up and do, air shows and all this other bullshit.
Yeah, we're a military city too, for sure, man. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
And bro, I used to I'd disappear from the rest of the guys that I was with and just go find some random spot and just hang out and listen to music and enjoy the people, man. It was just I love Canada. It's too goddamn cold up there most of the time, but I do. I mean, and this is coming from Rochester. I dated a chick from Hamilton for a while and used to go up and way up in the northern country with her and her friends and shit. And it was,
I will say this, for as bad as winter gets where I'm at sometimes,
it's shittier here.
Well, I don't know about that. I'm just saying that the summers here are immaculate.
They're awesome.
It's like, you know what I mean? Like there's no, it's as hot as other places and it's just you can, I just drive 30 minutes and I can be around no one.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
You know what I mean?
It's awesome, man.
So to me, that's a blessing to be able to be in a city, but just be able to to not be in traffic or whatever, just jet 20, 30 minutes and be around nobody at a lake or whatever. You know what I mean? Man, that'll save your mental some days.
Oh, hell yes. So
it's like that where I live.
Yeah. So I live in Virginia now, but I live out in the valley, out over the mountains. I literally can go 15 minutes down the road, bro, and I'm in the fucking mountains and I could just disconnect from everything. And you're right. As far as your mental health, man, it is the greatest thing in the world to just go just wander off and disconnect for a little while and then roll back in and get back to the grind. But no, man, I've been to Canada. I don't even know how many times with this motherfucker. We've been friends since we were kids. So we'd skip school. We would skip school and go to Niagara Falls and fucking go over into Ontario and hang out all day and drink when we were 16 at Ponderosa Steakhouse. And it's just we have stories for days just of us going over to the falls and hanging out over there. Dope. Yeah, and that's why I was looking for. We had Jamal Gasol on a couple months ago. I was looking forward to talking to John too, because I was like, bro, I was stationed in Niagara Falls. We grew up in Rochester, lived in Rochester. I have so much time and probably so many, even with you guys, but any Canadian dudes that come out, we've done so much shit because we're so close to the border.
Well, that was part of why Creasy and I hit it off so much, because he knew so much. We knew so much. We knew a lot of the same people right away.
Yep.
His boy Sazy, who's just from across the river, who's a super dope MC.
Yeah.
Sazy records with a ton of people I know in Toronto. Yep. It was me and Sazy and Creasy are doing a tape together, the three of us. So
oh shit.
It's just it was an easy connect. It's fun. When you live on the border like that, I know that a lot of connections happen like that. So.
Yeah. I think, I don't know how it is. I haven't been across the border in a long time, but I know, back in the day when all you needed was a fucking driver's license. You're where you from? Rochester. All right, where you going? Toronto. All right, when you come back? I don't know, maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow. All right, cool, have a good time. Boom, come back, show your license. I'm a U.S. citizen. You're in. Now I don't know how it is because I haven't crossed, but I thought you had to have a passport and all this other dumb shit. And I'm like, that's fucking crazy.
I think you do. I think you do need a passport now. I think the Canada border agents are kind of notoriously
dicks,
rough about it, man. I find I find the States guards going in, man, it's no big deal. But I always hear my States friends they get hassled, bro. They get hassled.
Tell them, B. Yeah, lack of funds. Remember that?
Yeah, I got denied entrance into Canada because I had lack of funds.
I'm like, I'm only
I
gonna
only had like $10 on me. He's like, you don't have enough money to come into Canada.
Yo, we were like
What
17.
the fuck?
We were 17 years old, bro. What about?
Wow.
I
He was
remember
finding a reason to not let you
Oh,
in.
dude, then the other time we tried to cross, we both were on leave from active duty. We were home for Christmas or some shit. We were going across the border because you could buy liquor there at 19 and just fucking bring it back. So we were going across. All we were doing was literally going across the border, going to the duty free or the beer store, right?
Yeah.
And then we were gonna come back. Man, they ripped my car apart, everything. They're like, we found cocaine on your military ID card. I'm like,
Oh man,
you could gobble nuts,
forgot
bro.
about that.
Like, I'm
Like,
gonna,
you found cocaine on your military ID too.
yeah. I was like, if I was gonna do coke, the last thing I'm chopping that up with is my military ID card. Like, come on, man. It was. They are assholes, bro. That shit still came up like 10 years ago.
That's some bullshit.
I went to go to Ontario. I went to go to Niagara Falls, Ontario, to a Brazilian steakhouse with my little brother for his birthday, and they pulled me over at the. I got across, right. I got to Canadian side. They were like, "You need to go over there." I walked in, and yeah, I don't know if you remember this. I walk in, I go, "What's going on?" They're like, "Oh, in 1995, you got a lack of funds record." And I'm like,
What the fuck?
I'm driving a fucking like $40,000 car. I got money. I got money this time. You want me to like show you my bank account? Like, I don't know what the problem is. So yeah.
Hey man, they hold that shit, bro.
Oh, that's crazy, man.
That's crazy. What the
Never
fuck?
heard of that shit.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy
man.
shit.
The
I
border
know,
agents are the border agents in Canada are no joke, man.
Yeah.
We tried to
man,
go.
like
We tried to
stores.
go to Montreal, and they were like, "Hell, the fuck to this on."
Dude, ask every rap promoter in my city what it's like to book a rap act knowing they have to get across the Canadian border. It's a gamble every single time, man.
Yeah.
Fucking
Every
crazy.
single time.
Yeah.
It's
I
crazy.
believe it. I believe it.
The town I live in, if you have less than $2 in your pocket, they can make you leave. If you're walking the streets with less than $2 in your pocket, they can make you leave the town.
I got a credit card, man. I don't carry cash, bro.
Yeah. Ever.
I've never. They said no, they never used it. Like they probably did back in probably 100 years ago, but it's called the transient.
Oh Lord.
Something about transient.
Yeah.
Yo, I got 3 girls in the house. I don't ever carry cash, and if I do, I get my pockets ran. And
Hell no.
all right, I'm just
Run
saying.
your shit, son. Run your shit.
Yeah, I know,
Run
right?
your shit, pops. Give me all that money.
Yeah, by the
I
time
give that shit to the kids. Fuck
Yeah.
it, here, take this shit.
Give it up.
I don't have a lot of it. It might be $4 or $5. I don't carry cash. Change from a 20 or something like that.
yeah, gone.
Yeah.
You know what? I
They
tell you what. I
found
got
it.
a homeboy here. He's a hockey scout, so he goes to Halifax all the time. He's like, "Yo, we got to go to Halifax." I'm like, "The fuck, we're gonna go to Halifax?"
Oh,
He's
come
like,
on. I
"It's
would go
great
in a
city,
heartbeat."
Great city, bro. And I ain't never been there before, so everything that I'm hearing is good shit, man. I want to go right now.
Oh man, well,
Well,
I'll tell you.
maybe not right now because it's kind of cold up
Yeah,
there.
Yeah, wait till it's warmer. It's real nice.
Yeah, I want to hit.
No,
I
man,
want to
if
hit
you-
it up in the summer.
For real, man. If you ever do, man, make sure you hit me up because I'll make sure that there's what the right things that are happening are, and make sure I buy you a drink or whatever the case may be.
Nah, I got the drinks, man. You just come out.
Yeah.
Hey,
All right.
I'm in.
So, Halifax to me, right, sounds like you say it's a very blue collar, and I can agree with you. It's a very blue collar city. It almost reminded me of like Pittsburgh, like very blue collar, very like it's almost like it's a close city. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody's just kind of like going through the grind, and they're all but they're very like proud of where they're at and where they're from. You know what I mean? And,
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely.
And I'm a huge Steelers fan. I'm not from Pittsburgh, but I fucking love Pittsburgh. Like, if I could live there tomorrow, I don't give a fuck if it's snowing 15 inches a night. I'm going there because the energy of the city is just, it's so awesome, man. Like, every time I go there all, like, at least once a year just to watch a Steelers game or whatnot. And that is one thing I did appreciate when I went to Halifax. I was like, this is a fucking, the energy, you can feel the energy of the city. Like, it's just awesome. Like, you know, you get to New York's similar, but you have to go into pockets of it. You know what I'm saying? I wish Cortona P was here because he's from the Bronx. But like, there's not many cities in the States, I could say, that like, wherever you go in that city, they all like love that city, right, B? I mean, you guys, both you and Rip and Cinematic can agree. You don't find that, and there's only very certain. Like, I've been all over the world, man. There's only really certain spots that I could say that I've found that, and Halifax was one of them. I thought it was awesome that it was just like I could feel it. I was like, this is a good spot. I didn't know about the hip hop scene back then because I was probably in the like early 2000s. I was there, so
yeah, man. It's, you know, like we're lucky, man. Like. Like, there's like heads in good positions here too. Like, one of my boys works for the city, and he's like he's facilitated like a city funded hip hop festival for like the last 10 to 15 years. So like, you know, like that's city money going into hip hop performers' pockets every year, and they bring in dope acts. Like, they brought Alchemist this year. You know what I mean? Like, I got to open for Uncle Al with a beat set. You know what I mean? And like, my boy Abby's performed too, and he won the beat set that night. And you know, me and Bastard and Alchemist, we were all Chan, DK, we were all hanging out downstairs afterwards. You know what I mean? Like, the fact that they could make those things happen for us here is like a big deal. You know what I mean? For like, we punch above our weight a little bit that way. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's awesome, man.
That's fantastic.
When's that festival happen?
That happens at the end of September.
Oh,
and on top of that, there was a run where one of my good homegirls was the curator for the jazz festival here.
Okay.
And there was a couple years where the two of us, we brought Farside one year. We brought Mos Def. We brought. There was one year where, because when I was with the Extremities, we were doing those tracks with Ali Shaheed Muhammad.
Yeah.
We brought De La Soul was the headliner.
Oh my God.
We told Ali Shaheed, he was like, yo, book me as a DJ. So we got him booked as a DJ, and then my boy Ghetto Socks was doing shit with the Beatnuts actually at the time, was doing touring with them. So he brought them as the after party. So it was like us opening for Ali and De La, and then we all went down to the club afterwards, and Beatnuts were like the after party. And like, there was this moment where like I remember being at the bar, like this is my like, it's like the big performance bar, but it's like a couple blocks from my spot at the time. And like I'm at my bar, my local bar with my people, and there was like a movie being shot in town. So like Angela Bassett was on the dance floor with the dude from CSI with the afro.
Yeah.
I forget his name. It was like those two and Little Romeo, not Little Bow, Little Romeo. They were all in town filming a movie at the same time. So like, I'm at this after party that my boys putting on after the show that we did, and these people were on the dance floor, and I'm like walking backstage, and Maceo walks by with a big joint in his mouth. He's like, "What a crazy night!" And I'm just like, "Yeah,
you have no idea."
Like it lives that lives in my brain like a fever dream almost.
That's
you know
awesome,
what I mean?
man.
But like, this Halifax has been dope like that. Like I've just been able to like, we've like fostered a bigger scene than the city should really technically allow. Really.
That's great though.
So you know what? That sounds fantastic. You said it's at the end of September, October.
Yeah, I'm looking. I'm looking. I'm like, we could drive
I'm
there.
looking at the calendar. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, we can meet in the Rock. We'll meet in the Rock and drive there and go see.
Yeah.
Well,
we'll meet in the Rock and then we'll drive to Halifax. We can't drive to Halifax from the Rock, man.
Why not?
I mean, I drive to Maine.
20-hour drive.
How far is it to Maine? Yeah, I mean, 20 hours. You're right. Like it takes me 8 hours to get to Maine from here.
20 hours.
Yeah,
Dang.
From the Rock.
From the Rock bus.
Halifax is kind of out there, man.
Yeah, we're like more northeast than Maine, right? We're like, wow.
All right, then we can fly to fucking Maine.
Shit.
No,
we'll
we're flying to Halifax, bro.
Or flying to Halifax, whatever.
Yeah, it's not a far flight. But like, you know, like if people really want to see Halifax energy on Alchemist, one of his latest like video journals or whatever blogs that he puts out, he put out his Halifax trip. And like
dope.
You can see what the crowd looked like. You can see the energy that they were putting out. Like it was crazy. So like, and that's like when shows pop in Halifax, you get that good energy. You know what I mean? So
That's fucking.
it's
crazy.
always a good time. And he said when he left, he's like, I'm coming back and I'm bringing an MC with me next time.
Oh,
That's
that's
what's
dope.
up. That's what we got. We got to
Get
do
some
the
Action
Halifax.
Bronson up there, man. Action Bronson in Halifax.
You know what?
Anyone Al would bring would
Yeah, would be dope. I
would be
agree.
crazy.
I agree.
We gotta do a whole Canada tour, starting in Halifax, then go to Quebec, and then
Nah, we gotta go to St.
Finish
John's
off
if we're all the
Toronto.
way in Halifax, man. We gotta hit St. John's. That's my
all
spot.
right, St. John,
That's
Halifax.
my spot. I love St.
Quebec.
John's, man. I had so much
And
fun.
then,
Oh shit!
Well, Newfoundland, St. John, Newfoundland is a legendary place.
What?
It's a legendary place.
Bro, I've been there like
Canada
fucking
is its
30
own
times.
thing, but Newfoundland, like what Canadians are to Americans, Newfoundlanders are to Canadians, and they're part of our country, bro. Like
True story.
they are like it's like another world over there, man.
It's like
What?
B. What it?
It's like the
Go ahead.
biggest stereotype you can picture about like a hardly dartly fisherman like out in the cove, like that's Newfoundland, bro. Like, and they're the nicest. They will take you into their home. They will feed you. They will get you like they love to drink and party, and they're
Yep.
they're like the salt of the earth people, man. It's
They're
crazy. That
awesome.
place is crazy, man.
Dude, it's like a chunk of Ireland floated away from Ireland all
Yes.
the way across the Atlantic.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not lying. I went there and went to some pub, and I walked in, and I've been to Ireland, and I'm sitting there, and this dude's just sitting on a guitar singing, and I'm like, I had to fucking pinch myself to be like, where the fuck am I right now? Because bro had more of an Irish accent than the half the Irish motherfuckers I've met in Ireland. Like, it was nuts. And then just walking around, it's an awesome little city. It's very small, but it's an awesome city, man. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, man.
Halifax
Like,
is
it's
dope
like a-
too, though. Like
It's
that,
like stuck in time.
It is.
30, 40 years behind everywhere else. Like they have all the modern stuff,
They do.
but just like the mind frame and like the way people act and like the way like even the way like the corner stores look. You're like, yo, this is like a corner store from when I was like a little kid. That's what it looks. It's weird, man. It's crazy.
dude.
That's awesome.
The craziest shit that I discovered there was I was there during the winter. It's cold as fuck. Everything's frozen, right? But they
It's worse than
have-
the rest of Canada, man.
It
It's
is.
crazy.
But bro, they have not tunnels, but walkways, covered walkways between bar A and bar B. Like you just walk through this. It's like a secret passageway to the next bar. Like if you're like, oh, this place is
Bar portal?
fucking lame, and you leave and you walk through this tunnel and you're in another goddamn bar. It's fucking nuts.
That's
It's
crazy.
awesome there. It's so awesome there.
They have
So
more
awesome.
They have more bars per capita on this street than any
Yes.
other place in North America.
True story.
Like
True
there's just
story.
like one street. There's so many bars.
Wait,
It's
what
like
is it
the
called?
most compacted place you can drink in North America.
Wait,
And
it's
this
young,
is in
is it Young
Newfoundland or
Street?
is this in Halifax?
This is Newfoundland.
Is
bro.
it Young
This is
Street?
Newfoundland.
Is it Young?
Let's go.
Is it Young Street?
Man, that's
or
a whole. You know what? Our neighbors to the north, man. We
hold on.
got to do a whole
how to
trip,
party.
man.
Honestly, man, like going to St. John, it's called George Street. Going to George Street is kind
Yeah,
of like
that's what it is. That's what it is. I was
it's
trying
almost
to
like
remember.
a New Orleans experience
Yep.
because it's something different. You know what I mean? It's like a different cultural experience of like partying and good times
It's nuts.
in like your own country. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like the vibe I would liken it to. You know what I mean? It's just like because people love to party there, man. They love to party there.
Man,
So-
that sounds awesome.
One thing I discovered about that, I don't want to get off topic. We were way off topic now. but,
Yeah. Hey,
this is what I was
how we
talking
do
about.
on
It's
the
like
show,
being.
bro.
This is what I said. It's like being in a bar. We ran into each other. We just start talking about everything. But St. John's. One thing I discovered. So my grandfather passed away a couple of years ago. He was in the Army Air Corps in World War II. All right. He did the same job I did in World War II on a different airplane. It was the coolest shit. I never really knew that until a couple of years before he died. So one day I'm at his house. We're going through a bunch of pictures, and he had this shoebox. It was full of pictures and postcards and all this shit. And I'm going through it, and I was like, I pulled this one card out. It said St. John's, Newfoundland, and I'm like, I looked at him. I go, what the fuck is this? And he goes, oh yeah, that's where we used to transition when we'd fly overseas. And I'm like, holy shit, we still do the same goddamn thing. And we start laughing.
It's the furthest point east.
Bro, and
Europe.
he starts talking about the same shit. Like, all the parties there were amazing. And I'm like, what? Yeah, it's crazy, man. Like,
legendary, bro.
That is a legendary place. Like, it is awesome. It's fucking awesome. Their airport is tiny, but it's awesome. Everything there is just different. It's different. So we can go to Halifax, then go to St. John's, and then go home. And then my wife is gonna kill me by the time I get back.
When is that? September?
We're going in September.
We'll
bring the wife.
We're gonna have to figure this one out.
Yeah,
let's go.
You know what, man? That's a good time to go to Newfoundland too, because university's just starting up. So like the party scene on George Street in September.
Come on, yo, I'm waiting.
Off the chain.
Yeah.
Wait, no, we can't talk about this.
All right.
We can't talk about this.
It's on video too. We're recording live. We're fucked.
Meet MCs.
I'm bringing my wife with me
so
she could see the what I've seen.
Yeah.
I want to get back to something else though. So this is a question I have for you about. This is music stuff, but we'll go back to the music. Do you know? He's laughing. Do you know any Halifax underground DJs that are spinning the same type of shit, the boom bap type, the underground independent scene stuff in Canada? I mean, do you guys have a radio station up there? Because it's hard in the States. We don't really have, we're getting all the, if you look at terrestrial radio, even satellite radio, man, you're getting your ear hole violated daily with horse shit that they call rap music. That's not, they can have rap.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. We have a university station here called CKDU, and like that's been like, there's always been dope hip hop on that station for as long as I've been listening. So like, there was always a show that you could go to, or at certain times 2 or 3 shows that you could go to, and get that. And that is like, for the first time, that doesn't currently exist there at the moment.
Oh man.
But ironically, I actually, a couple days a week, I work in radio. Like I work, I'm a radio tech. I associate produce a radio show. And like I grew up, I did shows on CKDU, you know what I mean? So like I've had my hand at being that DJ as well. But now that you ask, I kind of like, I'm like, damn. Currently in Halifax, there really isn't anybody at the moment, which is actually kind of rare for here. But
there is now,
bro. The reason I'm asking, the reason that, we're always here, B. The reason I'm asking, bro, is because like. I would love to have a Halifax DJ like come do some shows, right? Do some shows on the station.
That'd be dope.
It's so weird you ask, because like I've been getting the itch recently, and I didn't really want to like launch a solo thing, because I want some sort of momentum, a little bit at least, you know what I mean, of being involved with something that's, because like I said, like I do radio for a living, so this kind of, hey man, like, like we should talk, because like that's
listen.
Yeah, let's do it,
bro.
Yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, the history of so the station is B-Nuts and myself, right? Like this was our no offense to you guys, this was our creation back in the day. And another guy, we have another guy. He'll show up later when he's drunk if he wants to. But it was really his idea. We always did this as just something for ourselves. We did some pirate radio shit, and then our boy, we call him Sucio Sanchez, aka the Dirty Sanchez. He's like, yo, we got to get this shit on some sort of radio thing. So we dabbled in other platforms, and then we found Live 365, and we love it. And we always like. I lost the itch for a long time. I was like, oh, I'm cured. And then one day during COVID, I think it was like, right. It was the Primo and RZA.
Dude.
It
I feel like
fucking,
every head saw that. Like,
dude, it
you know,
fucked
like,
me up. It
there was
fucked
some
me
real
up.
quality issues in the beginning of verses, but there was a rawness to the verses in the first couple that they just never replicated again.
Bro, that
was one of them.
Yes.
That was one of them.
That was the
I got
first.
that on my playlist. I watch that, all the time.
I say
It's funny, man. Like it's like you're speaking my experience right now.
It's fucked up. I
You
watched it, and I was like,
spirits.
yeah, I watched it and I saw where they were trying to go with it, right? And it was dope how they were talking, battling, throwing beats out. I'm like, all right, cool. My youngest brother, he's 20 years younger than me, and he's like, dude, can you go on and mix these two, all their track list, take it and mix it together? I was like, yeah, okay. And he's like, you got to put this shit out. And I'm like, nah, I don't want to, dude. He's like, create this SoundCloud page, put it on there. I was like, all right, fine, put it on there. And then I just got this itch during COVID. I was like, yo, every Saturday morning, I would get up. I don't care. My wife and I were drinking till 2 a.m. I was up at fucking 8 o'clock and I'm mixing shows together. And I'm just going off the cuff, just playing old school shit. Because I was like, man, they're trying to really, I love how they were trying to really bring back the culture. And then I'm like, B, we got to start the radio again. Like, this is too much, man. I need to get back.
I was like, what?
Yeah, he's like, I thought you were done. I'm like, nah, I ain't done. Let's go. And here we are, man. We're here like 2 years later, and it's grown, and I'm so thankful for what it's turned into. And my brothers that I met, Mr. Rip, Sauce, I swear to God that Cinematic that we've met over the last year, man. It's just been a fucking... And having guests like you, bro, it's just been a, been a blessing.
This type of thing is so important, man, because like I was talking to people the other day, like, where do you go to find out about dope rap anymore? There's no magazines, there's no video shows, there's no like even like two dope people don't go to blogs anymore. You know what I mean? Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like these things are so important, man. These types of things are so important because like so many people are like, I don't know where to find it. Like they rely, like so many, like I know people around town who rely on me to tell them go check this guy, go check this MC, go check this MC. You know what I mean? So man, like this type of thing is so, I'm a radio guy, and this type of thing to me is like, this type of thing needs to be happening, right? So.
Yeah, like we, P grew up in New York City, so, and Rip, and Cinematic, they all caught that. We didn't get that in Rochester. We didn't get with the Stretch and Bobitos and all that stuff. And like these dudes, man, like they've gave us, all of us, now that this show is what it is, like we're trying to bring that kind of shit back. Like that old school feel where there could be a night where we could have 15 MCs sitting on here in the panel just like cracking jokes and having a fucking good time and talking shit. And that's what we're trying to bring back, man. We're trying to always like just keep that part of the culture alive. Like not everything's got to be this instant microwave bullshit where I can go on my phone and find a track. You're missing so much other stuff. Like, bro, the stories alone that you've told tonight, it's like that you've given a quick, like, it's almost like a documentary. It was fast, but it was like a quick, with commercial breaks, history of Halifax hip hop scene. Like, that's fucking crazy to me. Like, there's so many stories and things that need to be heard and documented that I feel like that's what we're trying to do here. And we do it every Friday, but all week long we're playing fucking underground independent guys all week long, and like there's no station out there like that right now, and that's what we're really trying to do, is keep that underground boom bap sound that alive, and that's why I'm always looking for DJs, brother, and I really, when we're done here, you and I will talk at some point in the next couple days, because I'm serious. If you got that itch, bro, then scratch the shit out of it, because I would love to have another DJ on the station, especially from Canada. Man, I don't have any Canadian guys, man.
Well, man, I think it should be fairly straightforward and easy, to be honest. You know what I mean? So, it's like time. It's like I'm the type of dude in my Serato playlist. I have every year I put together my favorite 100 tracks of the year, and like,
I love it.
You know what I mean? Like I'm on top of that. Like that's who I am as a person. You know, like I have all like I almost have like I have a ridiculous 90s rap record collection that I still like. When I DJ 90s stuff, I DJ from my records, you know, and like I love spinning like soul and breaks and stuff like that. So like in terms of like being a DJ ready to throw sets down or like contribute in different ways, man, it's like that's an easy bet.
Thursdays I do the whole day except for our shows at night are old school. So it's Throwback Thursdays. We play old school shit all day. If you decided at one point you're like, you know what, man, I'm gonna do an old school 90s fucking set with records and cut it up, let me know, and I will give you a fucking time slot. I will whatever you want, because like I'm serious,
man. Well, we should like I said, man, we should talk and see what you got and what I got and what works best, and like in terms of times and content and stuff like that, and just let this evolve naturally. I think it's an easy fit, bro. I think we all sort of are starting to feel that. So.
I agree. I'm fucking so happy. I'm so happy that Jerry.
I love that this turned into an interview for real, like a job, like DJ interview.
Me too. Trust me, me too.
You know what? If we can get more MCs and more producers, more exposure.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we try to do on this station. And if we can bring in quality DJs who have the same mindset that we have, who listen to the same music that we do, and like see that there's, you know what, what we're hearing on terrestrial radio and what we're playing is two different things, and we want to hear this. Yeah, we want this,
and that's what we're trying to build, man.
If we can link up and get together and collaborate, you know, that's a win for us, and that's a win for the fan base who like to listen to our music. And it's a win for the MCs and producers who are doing the same thing, who are trying to work that and put that stuff out there, man. So this is awesome.
Yeah, I mean, like just for your knowledge, for background, B and I we don't make a dime. We pay money. We don't make a dime.
Yeah, man. Like
we just.
Trust me, I know how this goes.
It's just for the. This is just for the love, man. This is just for the love of the music. You know
hell yeah, no.
That's like everybody in the underground scenes.
At this point, we all know.
Well, I'm just saying.
That's the unspoken bond.
But that's the thing, though, right? It's like this has an implicit value for everybody involved, regardless, right? You know what I mean? Like this is like, for me, this is like, oh, y'all feel like my people from here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's like, you know what I mean? So like, and it's like we all have the same taste, things click. You know what I mean? So like that's just everyone's building their connections, everyone's adding to their roster, so to speak. You know what I mean? So like, it's dope to me, and I love it.
And I see everybody that's in this, what they call genre, is we all usually connect because we all, like you doing this for the love. You're not really just doing it for the money. If you're doing it for the money, you're in the wrong business. Yeah. Honestly, here, you know what I'm saying? As of now, shit. True. You know,
that's the thing, man. Like people, underground artists can get a niche, and they can find pockets of fan base, and you can make a little bit of scratch here and there. But like
a little bit of scratch.
But it's like a lot. It's a lottery, man. It's a lot. Like there's a lot of dope people in the game. How many talented people do you know that have never made it anywhere?
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's what makes it so. You gotta be humble. You gotta be humble, right? Like that's the number one thing I tell young cats who ask me, like, yo, like, what's your advice? And I say, I'm sorry, this is about to be cliche and boring, and it's not going to be like a magic wand or anything. But the only thing that works is to keep going. That's the only thing that works. You gotta love it. You gotta do it, and you gotta keep doing it because you get people stop if you don't. There's something's gonna knock you down.
True.
Because otherwise, you, like I said, it's a lottery ticket, right? Like people don't get that lightning blast and pulled out of their city or pulled out of their region. You got to grind it out. Like
I don't even want that. Honestly, I don't even want that. I ain't even in it for that no more.
There you go.
I make a living how I make a living, but you know the music is something I love.
Same.
You know what I'm saying?
And those are the people that end up being real contributors to the culture. Straight
Facts. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Facts.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
I agree, bro. And
On
that's,
the
you
best
know,
body of work possible.
If money come along, it's like finding a Pokemon. I'll take it and enjoy it, but
Yep.
you know,
where you
Yeah,
find a
everyone
Pokemon?
wants to make money off their music, you know, like there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But it can't be, if that's what you're relying on, man, good luck to people out there, man. Good
There's
luck
a
to
lot.
people out there.
You better go do some drill rap. Put on some.
Yeah, that's what that trap shit is for.
Put on some
You want to
skinny
make money?
jeans.
There's money in drill. There's money in trap. There's money in mumble. You know.
Hey, but I
That's where
can't
it's
be.
at.
I can't be 47 doing drill rap, though.
Speak for
I can't be
yourself.
47 doing drill rap.
Why
Drill
not? This
rap, I look
motherfucker's
like-
50 plus doing it.
I look like a fool.
Speak
I ain't in the
for
business of
yourself. I made $12.82 last month.
From hip hop.
Big
Oh,
money.
hold on. Where's my round of applause? Hold on.
12 cent.
Facts. I made like
Hip hop got me 12 cent.
I made like
lunch. Buy some lunch.
$7.87.
Oh, I'm proud of you.
Yo, that's a personal pan pizza. Boy.
Yeah. It takes
can-
me a whole year to pay for my subscription to this show.
That's all my shit be re-up. If that, I'd be like, God damn, I'm short, B. What up? Discount. Y'all see me on the gram, I'll add
The
them.
Bandcamp shit, dude, you
Alright.
can eat off of Bandcamp though. But
I'm not
you
gonna
know,
lie, man. My Bandcamp is like, I love my Bandcamp. I love my people. on
Yeah,
my
you can
Bandcamp.
eat off of Bandcamp.
They kept me the last 2 years like were like a difference for me, man. Where like my Bandcamp was like, oh, okay, like this is,
Yeah.
you know, like this feels like actual support.
At
What
least when the
concept?
motherfucker, when somebody buys your shit, the money comes straight to you. They be like, boom, you got somebody just
in
pushing.
like 2 days. Like 2 days.
Yeah,
Like 2 days.
facts. In like 2 days.
Man, if an artist has a Bandcamp, people should just go to Bandcamp to support artists, honestly. 'Cause
Yeah.
I don't know one artist with a Bandcamp that doesn't want people to go there to support them. Like,
Yeah, if I do, when I do buy, that's where I do go. Because I know that's where the
I feel like, you know, like, I mean,
Direct to consumer.
this year going forward, I'm hoping a lot of underground guys stop doing the other shit. The Spotify, all that. But I hope they do just start doing the Bandcamp thing. Because, dude, I'll give you an example today. I'm not going to say who. Man, I'm mad at myself for this shit. I was sent you know, like I saw a post from an MC who's been out since probably the late 90s. He's from Jersey, as a matter of fact, fellas, and you will, if you read through the playlist, you'll probably know who the fuck I'm talking about. Doesn't put his shit on anything, only puts it on his website. You can't preview a fucking track. I listened to the track. I didn't get to listen to anything, but I paid the money for the album because I was like, oh, it's him and another guy. I want to hear this shit. Man, I felt like I was back in 1994 because I was like, yo, I just paid for a coaster, man. Like, it's fucking ass. Like, there's like 2 good tracks on a fucking 8-track, 9-track album. Like, I love Bandcamp because you can listen to the songs before you purchase them, right? You can only listen, what is it, 2 or 3 times, and then it's like, nope, you gotta fucking pay for it.
and artists can even set the settings. You know, you can
like
allow a little bit
Make it
more or
up.
whatever, right? Like so, like
Yeah, like mine, you can listen to forever. Like
Yeah, you can do that.
it's such a happy medium, right? Where you can like meet both of your goals in terms of like exposing yourself and like.
Yeah.
And also like protecting your art as well. You know what I mean? So like, it's like to me, it's like it's such a good thing. Like,
yeah, I hope more underground, and I'm hoping that whoever's listening out there right now or on the replay, that they take that and they just go to Bandcamp and do their thing there, because like I feel you want to stop the machine, then that's the way, you know, it's underground. Like Spotify is gonna be there forever. All right, it's never gonna stop.
I don't think so. I think they about to crash.
Nah, they ain't gonna crash, bro. They're not gonna crash
motherfucker.
because an underground MC makes
that's
$12.80.
the dream, though. That'd be nice.
Yeah, but
I see it crashing. If they keep treating, like what you just said was, if the underground artists stop using it, and if that could happen, because the way they're treating the artists, as soon as the artists think like we do, then they're gonna be like, man, fuck this.
But they're hold up, bro, because they're treating the underground artists that way. The mainstream guys, they don't give it. They're getting paid no matter what. I'm saying
they get paid from our plays. Our streams pay them. That's what the new thing is,
bro.
Spotify put it out there, so our streams that are under, say you only get 300 streams on a song for the month. Instead of them giving you the 12 cents, they're going to give that 12 cents to Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So what I'm hoping then is that...
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Facts, that's what's going on.
Yeah, then the underground stops doing
cool
that.
Shit.
That is facts. That's happening. They sent out a notification to artists like this is what's happening. If you come in under a certain amount of streams, no payout.
You gotta have 1,000 a month.
Under 1,000, you get nothing.
So it's like YouTube. It's like
a problem within the game, man.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like YouTube. If you don't have 1,000 subscribers, then you can't get monetized. So anything under 1,000 streams is not going to get monetized.
Yeah. And then once you hit 1,000 streams, then the next stream is less than a penny.
Yeah, 3% of a penny. Yeah. That's robbery, but it's fucked up because it gave us an opportunity. At least we thought we were being able to be into, like me. I've been doing this shit since 1990. I ate. So if I was able to, back then I couldn't put my music somewhere and they selling it in Ghana. You know what I mean? So I to me that's like, oh shit, I got a chance.
You saying Spotify's doing that?
Spotify's doing that.
Yeah.
Which means that just about everybody.
Means that all MCs make
Basically
off of
means
Spotify.
it's just fucking promotion.
Yo, let me ask y'all a question. Oh, I'm sorry.
Listen, Taylor Swift don't need any more money.
Right.
She's selling tickets for $1,000.
That's how it works. That's how they said it. Because artists complained about it. So instead of them meeting the artists about the complaint, they said, we gonna fuck y'all even more.
Yeah.
Supreme, what you had to say, man? That's
I was just gonna say
time out on it. Everybody, time out.
I was gonna say one at a time.
Okay, my bad.
All right,
my bad.
No, you were good.
I get a little passionate about that.
I know, Rip. I know.
I respect that.
I do too. He does. He gets very passionate, and I understand it, and I respect that. I just want to make sure that we're not.
My bad.
Like
my bad.
everyone's no. You were good. Everyone's got something to say, and it's cool. I want everyone to get their piece in, but Cinematic started talking too, and Katona P at the same time, and I was like, okay, we gotta.
I don't even remember what I was saying.
On to the next thing.
I was probably just too close to the mic. That's all.
No, that's all right.
Okay.
No, I mean,
it's all right. It's all. That was
it's unfair for the MC, for the young MC out there, or for the new MC out there that that any money that he's making is going to super rich artists. Like
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like we have to figure out. We in this genre have to figure out a way for that shit to stop.
Yeah.
And if that means everybody migrating over to a different platform, that's what that means, man.
Come to Rock City. They just got to come to Rock City. Bring your music over here.
Well, that's the thing. Like I was saying earlier, right? No one knows where to discover music. I was wrong. Everyone goes to Spotify to discover music.
Yeah.
That's the place.
Jesus.
Like the medium of consuming it is the place where they go also to find out about it, and that's a problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's a wild monopoly. Like that's like.
And then they also. Spotify makes it more accessible than any other streaming. There's another 124 streaming places you can get music from, but they make you think that this is where you need to be promoting all your shit. So all you do is post Spotify links because you want to get on this playlist. You know what I mean?
Correct me if
crazy.
I'm wrong.
Man,
Someone out of my five, the Fantastic Five here, told me I need to create Spotify playlists. Who said that? I don't remember who told me.
I don't know.
Do
One
that.
of us. I think we was all.
I
supposed to
fucking
be
hate
doing it.
Spotify, but I started to do it.
You know what? Yeah, we all probably said it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the
We all
plan.
probably said it
6
because
months ago or something.
yeah, because like what our goal here is to get the names off.
I agree.
And if,
Right.
you know,
And
like more platforms, more chances for the populace to be able to listen to the MCs
Right.
that we're playing.
Right. And I started to do that, and then I was like, no,
Man,
I
fuck
think
this.
there's got to be I did say fuck this. You know me. I'm like, there's got to be a different narrative that we push out. And as a
But see-
producer, hold on. And as a producer and old school head for Uncle Fester, I think that he needs to do the same. Like,
Yeah,
this is
facts.
bullshit. We need to go this way instead of this way. Instead of following
Yeah.
everybody down this road, let's start our own shit and
Mhm.
start pushing it this way. Like Bandcamp, I agree. I think it's amazing. I talked to Show Rocka. I don't know if you're familiar with him. Show Rock from Connecticut.
Yep.
That dude does things that I'm just like, how the fuck did you get on the top, whatever, 5 of Apple, or you know what I'm saying? And he does his own shit, like how he pushes things out. I think it's amazing, man. I think he's kind of he's cracked the matrix. Yeah, he's figured it out, but you got to get the masses to do the same thing, and then that's the way you start bankrupting these shitty platforms. Like, I feel like Spotify should be the next Napster, where they just fucking collapse into nothingness and nobody really uses them after, unless, you know, they want to find some obscure track from 2007 that they couldn't find anywhere else.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the lucky thing is that history says is that it is going to change.
I agree.
Because every medium of every way of consuming music has historically changed.
Right.
In one way, or like not as dramatically as it's maybe changed in the last 10, 15 years, but like it always changes. So I'm just
The
holding on.
internet fucked record companies up.
Yeah, for real.
Spotify is
You know
the
what
main
I-
reason record company sales is fucked up.
Napster.
I
Spotify.
never understood why Tidal paid out so much to the artist, but nobody ever fucks with Tidal.
Jay-Z.
I know.
And it's crazy. It's crazy. But because Tidal pays so much, because in order to listen to Tidal, you have to be a paid subscriber.
Yeah.
You can't.
Right.
Spotify has free. You know what I mean? YouTube has free subscriptions. So, that's why Tidal pays so much. But people don't fuck with Tidal because you got to pay for it. So, you know what I mean? That's what it changes at.
It was Spotify got like some kind of business dealing with Facebook, right? Because I know that you can listen to it free through Facebook or some shit, right?
Yep. And Instagram too.
Okay.
All right. So
I don't use TikTok, but I think you do it on TikTok too.
I want to get into this music right now, because
Let's go.
I do like the tributes that I put together.
Let's listen.
I don't know if Uncle Fester's noticed, but I've been playing his beats for the last hour and a half in the background. So
Yeah, occasionally I hear something I recognize back there. So
if any MC out there tapping in, listening to the replay, wants an Uncle Fester beat, you can hit him up. What is it?
Fester 902. Fester 902 on Instagram. That's where I'm
Fester
at.
902.
Yeah.
That's the area code where you from?
That's the area code. You know it.
My man right here has got some beats for days and days and days. And if you go in and actually dig into his catalog, man, there's like a couple. By a couple, I mean a bunch of albums with MCs, and then there's a shit ton of instrumental beats. And I didn't even, bro, I was not, I apologize, I was not aware of the prior to Just You when you were part of the group of
Oh no, man, that's so good. Like,
and dude, you got a ton of stuff in your catalog alone as a producer, and know, I salute you, man, for the contribution to the game.
Appreciate that.
I feel bad for John. I wish he was on here. The set is a mix of both you and him, so there's gonna be, you know, a bunch of stuff with you guys collectively, but there's a bunch of stuff with him and you solo. So like outside of you and John. But yo, for real, man, I salute both of you. And you know, to him as an MC, he's keeping this shit alive still, you know. And
well, man, I appreciate that, man. This has been you know, it's funny, like I've done a lot of interviews before, so I came on here expecting, like, you know, I knew about the radio station, I knew what you guys did, I knew it was going to be dope. But coming on here and meeting, like, this feels to me like when I would tour and I go to a city and I'd meet other artists, and I'd be like, oh, you're my people now.
Yeah.
You're my people now.
Oh,
okay.
That's how it is, bro.
So this is like, this has been dope for me, because like this is like a different experience than the other interviews, because like I feel like I've met some of my people that I haven't met yet. You know what I mean? So like this is dope.
That's what we do here.
Yeah.
My phone died and I missed some of the interview, but I'm gonna listen back later on.
Yo,
but salute, man. Salute and respect to everything you do.
Yeah.
I've been listening. I've been digging into the music, and you got some heat.
Yeah.
Appreciate that, man. I appreciate that.
We've succeeded.
Definitely
Then,
got some heat.
if that's how you feel walking out of this, then we've succeeded, because what B and I have always tried to do with any interview, and that's how all these other guys on here, that's how we've come to this, is, you know, we tried to make this a very family oriented show where like we bring new people in and now you're part of the fam. Like,
what's up, fams?
Yeah. Depending on how much you want to get involved in the family is you know, it's what layer you are. Are you a first cousin, a second cousin? You know what I'm saying? Like, but dude, any Friday that we're on the air and you want to come on and just sit and shoot the shit with a bunch of fucking hip hop heads and laugh and joke and drink and fucking talk to other MCs and connect, we're here, bro. Anytime you want. I hope you could stay for the tribute that I did for you guys, and you know, it's up to you. But like I said, anytime you want to come back on the show, man, you're more than welcome to come back. You know, this is just our way of opening the door, man, trying to fucking get as many people in and like we're trying to do shit that they did back then, like trying to bring people that you would never think to connect, to get together and collaborate.
Well, man, like I said, like, you know, when you talked about wanting a DJ from Canada, like, I hate to use the Uncle Fester cliche, but that light bulb went off, man. That light bulb went off, and I was like, oh, okay, this is what I maybe have been looking for a home as a DJ.
Oh, dude,
so,
I would
like,
love it, man.
The last little bit. So like you said, man, we'll talk when we're off, man. I appreciate this, and I will stick around I got like another 30-40 minutes before I got to jet, but
perfect.
If I can I stick around, go roll something up, and then come sit back down and hang out for a little bit or whatever?
Absolutely, man. Absolutely.
Like I said,
our casa is su casa, my brother.
Yeah, man.
You here, man?
Yep.
You here? The door's open. You already in, man. Chair's warm.
So
stay as long as you want.
I pre-mixed the set earlier today, so I can actually sit back and enjoy. I try to do that with all the guests, because that way I can sit, and even while we're listening to your music, we can still connect and talk and hang out and get to know each other. So, yeah, dude, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Go pour yourself a drink. I don't care. You go make beer in the background. I don't give a shit what you want to do, but as long as you're sitting here hanging with us and we're still getting a chance to connect with each other, man, it's great. So,
all right, man. Yeah, well, I'm gonna go roll one up, and then I'm gonna come back and chill out.
No doubt,
all right,
brother.
Let's do that.
All right.
All right. DJ Supreme, you ready?
Yeah, I am ready, man.
All right, Cinematic, Sauce Yin, Cortona P, Mr. Rip, y'all ready?
Sauce has been quiet.
Oh yeah, let's go.
Sauce right. He's in the Uber right now, man. Sauce been chilling. I swear to God, he's been chilling in the Uber, man. I'm watching. He's chilling.
He's quiet right now. He's quiet. He's
all right. DJ Supreme is ready. Everybody, Everybody out there in Radio Land, Fester 902, hit my man up on the gram. Listen to his shit. Find him. Download as much of it as you can.
Yeah.
You know what? I wanted to holler at you about the university stuff.
Hey, and John Creasy. Go get
And John
my
Creasy.
man's shit.
And John Creasy. I don't have his Instagram IG.
It's
handle.
Creasy.
Creasy WWG.
Creasy WWG.
Salute to him. We hope to hear from him soon.
Salute to him, man. And I hope
Salute to him. We hope to hear from him soon, you know.
I hope everything's good with him and his family. I am so sorry to hear about his loss. You know, like I say when I see any MC or producer going through some shit, bro, and I sincerely mean this, that like from the bottom of our hearts, your family's in the team. They're in our thoughts and prayers, man. And
that's what's up, man.
Going through this shit, so I get it, bro. You know, we got stuff going on. All of us have had stuff going on, even in the last year alone. And you know, I hope to God everything's all right, man.
That's what's up, man.
But this is a tribute from me, aka Rock City Radio, aka DJ Supremacy, to you guys. I appreciate what you guys do for the game and everything you bring to it. And yeah, man, I'm ready, B.
All right, man. RockCityRadio.com is the website. Fester 902, RockCityRadio, Eternal, a whole bunch of sevens, Gratona PBX, Mr. Ripley Rulers, Saucein, and B-Nuts. Rock City Radio 2023. DJ Supremacy. Let's get into this tribute set. Uncle Fester, man, I appreciate you, bro. Stay. You gotta hang out. Uncle Fester's gonna hang out. He's gonna. We're gonna shoot the shit offline. Everybody out there in Radio Land. This is the Bars and Beats Show.
You ready?
Rock City Radio.
You ready?
.com.
All right, let's go. Peace.
Let's go.
Peace.